Hello and welcome back. Right now we are creating our container using imperative method, but we want to understand that how we are using all this Docker run command and how we are creating container in the real world environment. So let's start. So here we have final example to create Docker container, and we are going to use 7 steps to create our first container with web hosting service. So what we are going to do? First of all, we are going to set up and configure web server container. First of all, we are going to create container. Now here, if you look at this, I am using command like docker run. Then we are going to create this container using interactive mode. Then dash name, name of the container. I'm going to give name my web server. Now, as you know that we are creating this container inside Docker host, and Docker host is in AWS environment. Because it is in AWS environment, our Docker host having public IP. So using this public IP, we are going to access this web server. Here, the web server will be accessible using port number 80. Now let me tell you, if you are not aware about this -p8080 option, you don't need to worry about this. Why? Because when we will talk about Docker networking, you will get better understanding about it. Yes, we are creating Ubuntu latest container, and yes, we want bin/bash so we can execute web server configuration command inside this. So here this is a command. Now once we will go inside the container, we have to update the container OS as well. So let's create this. First of all, I'm going to my Docker host, and here I don't have any container running. Okay, I have this. Let's remove this. Okay, right now I just removed this. Now I don't have any container running. I'm going to create this container with the Ubuntu latest. So let's go to the Docker images, and we have Docker 20.0.4, but we want to create container using Docker Ubuntu latest image. So no need to worry about this. It is not compulsory to download this image because we are going to create this container using standard Docker image from Docker Hub, so it will download it automatically from the Docker Hub. So let's start with the command docker run -it means I want to create interactive container. I'm giving name like my web. Now I have to provide port number. It is a host port and then the container port. So if anybody will send request on a port number 80 of my Docker host, it is going to forward this request on a port number 80 of my container. Now, I just forget to assign name over here, a -- name. So my web port number 80, we want to create this container based on Ubuntu latest. So it will download this, and we want bin/bash prompt. Okay, so let's press enter. Now see, look at the message that we are getting. Unable to find image Ubuntu latest locally because it is not in my system. I have this, but it is actually Ubuntu 20.04. So Docker automatically downloaded this image and created container for me. Right now I am inside this particular container. Look at the prompt that I have. So container has been created and I am inside this container. Now I want to configure this container as a web server. So let's understand that the whole command step by step. So first of all, we need to update our system. So Docker container. So let's use apt update. Now what is actually happening? It is updating my container OS or image, we can say. Then we have to install Apache 2. These are like a normal Linux command we have. Okay, let's use clear and let's use apt install Apache 2. Whatever we are doing right now, keep this in mind. We are doing this inside the container. Okay, So now it is installing Apache 2 inside container. Why I am actually explaining you all this step? Because I want you to understand the manual process. After creating container, we are just giving all this command to make this particular container web server. Then we have to start Apache server service. So I am going to use this command service Apache to start. You may wondering that in normal circumstances, when we want to use or when we want to start service, we are always using systemctl command. And this is my habit to use systemctl, but here I am using service command, which is actually kind of outdated command. Why I am using this? Because when we are using Ubuntu container don't have all the commands, all the normal commands that we have inside Ubuntu full OS. So here systemctl command is actually not working. So I am using service Apache to start. During a testing phase of this particular practical, I tested it using systemctl, but then I found that this command is not working. So I am here using service command to start my Ubuntu service. Okay, it is done. We are getting this kind of error, but no need to worry. It is started. Now, here we have to verify that the service is started or not. So let's give the command status and see Apache 2 is running. So don't worry about this error. Just ignore this. Our Apache service is now running. Now, we want to set up a web page over here. So we need to create index file inside the Docker host. So we have to give command vi index.html. Then we want to.
Sorry guys, sorry to disturb you. I know you all are enjoying the session and suddenly it stopped. But if you want full video or if you want full Docker course having 130 plus videos including projects, you can become our community member. Enrollment link is in description. Moreover, we also provide 24/7 support, weekly lifetime live session with Bhavesh Atara, updates and completion certification as well. Still you have any queries regarding it, you can contact me on my personal number. Thank you.